First thing is first, Ducati Diavel 2015. I'll be completely honest, when I first saw this bike, and I kind of said, meh, I don't really like it. That immediately changed when I got about 3 years older, realized that I'm feeble and brittle, and critically when I rode it. When I rode this thing, I was just like, insert blinking noise here. If blinking makes a noise, that's a noise I'd be making. It is ridiculous in every sense of the word. I'm doing this from the perspective of a lifelong sport bike rider, even though I've had dabblings with other types of motorcycles. I would like to believe that I've tried everything out there on the planet with regards to cruisers, sport bikes, sport tours, dual sports, enduros, race bikes, naked bikes, whatever else is left. I haven't covered scooters. Oh, scooters, those are awesome. Not really. So Ducati's marketing thinking was, the whole point was try and steal a small chunk of the Harley-Davidson pie, specifically in North America. And I'm going to show you how they managed this and what they had to do it. Wow, DSG, this is going to be the best review ever. I'm also going to try a little bit more traditional review format with this thing. For my usual subscribers, bear with me. I promise it's not going to be a totally horrible video. So the first thing the average sport bike rider will notice is that this is a physically big motorcycle, relatively speaking compared to other sport bikes. The dry weight Ducati claimed about 454 pounds for the carbon. It's a decent sitting position. I would call it ergonomically neutral. DSG's word of the day. Ergonomically neutral. Neither is it a cruiser parachute position, but is also not a sport bike position where you're on your wrists, like the Panigale style. Honestly, for those of you who want to experience a Diavel sitting position, go sit at your kitchen table in one of your chairs and stick your arms straight out. And then drop them about 5 inches and that's where you're going to be. Wow, what a thorough review so far, DSG. And like all current Ducatis, it has Ducati's fantastic ride-by-wire system with multiple modes. And this one you have 3. You simply push the button, ask you, which one do you want, sport, touring, urban? So these are only presets. I know there seems to be a little bit of confusion with my customers as to what they actually are, and they are just presets. Sport mode has the most abrupt throttle response with the least amount of traction control interference. It also maxes out the power. Touring mode has the same maximum power as sport mode, but gives it to you much more gentle. Like, it kind of feeds it to you like you're special. Like, are you sure you want this power? Then it gives it to you. And urban mode, self-explanatory. It only has 100 horsepower, designed for urban riding. 162 is more than any motorcycle needs. So 100 horsepower is good kind of when you're hungover or you want it to kind of shut up a little bit. And I suspect that's how they make it past all the emissions regulations. Please get out of the way. You're starting to annoy me. An observation I also have is that when you're indicating and you tap the indicator cancel button not once but twice, it brings up your modes. Fear not, this does not actually change anything. If you leave it, it'll go away after about 15 seconds. See, there it goes. The riding modes are really cool in this bike because touring mode is the only one you really need. Urban mode is just more of a hangover mode, and sport is just too abrupt for any kind of real city riding. However, if you're a new rider and you're totally okay with buying a $24,000 motorcycle as your first bike, you could turn the horsepower down and grow into it as you get more and more experience. Oh my god, DSG, what a review! If I was buying this carbon Diavel, first of all I would get the red one. Second, I would get barn mirrors, a Terminioni full exhaust system, and the sport headlight visor. Not only do you get an extra wicked motorcycle, but I get more commission, so ding dang, win-win. Yeah, look at me pan that camera. Oh yeah. The back of the bike. No one ever talks about the back of the bike. Seat comes off. This is where you find one of the more interesting things about the Diavel. The trunk space, or lack thereof. It makes a Panigale look practical. That's crazy. And the grab rail, very simple. You grab this knob, pull it up, and you pull the grab rail out, done. You could basically fit your hand back there, it's not too bad. Mind you, I'm not riding on the back, unless VF wants to go for a spin. Again, I told you this is going to be the best review video ever. So, complaints about the Diavel so far? None really. This bike handles fantastic, especially considering what it's got on for tires. The front tire is a very standard size 120/70/ZR17. The rear, however, is a 240/45. /ZR17. It's quite a tall tire for what it is, and that contributes to its sport bike-like handling. You do notice a difference in the way it handles from a sport bike. It's so much better than any FLHX Geezer Glide Ultra I've ever ridden. Partly because it's so light, partly because the geometry is still basically a sport bike, but partly because it's a Ducati first and foremost, and then a sport cruiser. Hello, officer. Another thing I've noticed about this wonderful motorcycle is that I immediately want to drag race everybody and anything beside me. Such a noob. Sitting here, chilling, super comfy bike. And you sit pretty far in it too, which is kind of cool. So there's a surprising amount of wind protection as being tested by my SAE approved stick your hand up and see how far it goes before it hits turbulence method. So having ridden both the 2013 and older and this current generation Diavel, there's a couple ergonomic differences. First and foremost, the seat is much longer, so I believe one of the biggest complaints by the little bit larger demographic that this bike attracts is that the seat was too scooped out, so it's kind of holding them in place. It is a little bit scoopy, you could say, which could lead to some ball crushing if you have 400 pounds of stomach laying on top of your testicles. The old headlight was pretty much like my Sport Classic headlight, where it was a nice thought. It is definitely wishful thinking, but this one's full LED. It's fantastic. Pew 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 pew. I have an idea. How much trouble would I get into if I rode this onto the Peace Bridge? Huh. It's like there's nobody over there. What if I push? Technically then it's not a motorcycle. As a Ducati owner, I have a lot of experience pushing motorcycles. Yeah, I'm gonna push. There, this way I cannot get in trouble in my mind. It's a good thing there's a lot of carbon fiber on this motorcycle. Makes it nice and light and easy. Why are you squeaking so much? I'm trying to be in stealth mode. Oh, there's a hill. Oh god, I'm feeble and out of shape. Best review ever. Sorry, Mayor Nenshi, don't get mad at me. I just love your bridge so much. Run away! Run away! Were you not promised the best motorcycle review ever of all time? I put it to you, YouTubes, you have it. There it is. DSG top consumer tip. If you have the passenger seat cover on a Diavel Carbon like I do, for love of God, make